Just when you think it couldn't get any worse, just when you think that after an absolute ass whooping last week by the Minnesota Vikings, that it could not get any worse, you get what you got last night with another and an even more embarrassing ass whooping by your number one rival in a game for first place in your division against the stinking Dallas Cowboys. You know what? I did a video last night, and to be honest with you, man, I couldn't even release it because watching this team, all right, this year, I'm on a training regimen right now. But on Sundays, on my cheat day, you know, I'll throw back a couple with my dad as we're watching the game. But you know what? After watching that game, had me to the point where I was maybe incoherent on the video. So I've got to do another one. I'm glad I did because today some things happened. But let's go back to yesterday. Okay, Doug Peterson, this week you start off the week saying that the Eagles were going to go into Dallas and that we were going to win and we were going to lead the division. Now, if you're going to do something like that, you need to win. You need to go in there. You need to fight. You need to be the one putting the ass whooping on the opponent, not the other way around. All right? You need to double down. And I said all week to everybody, coworkers, friends, relatives, Doug knows something we don't know. If he's going to come out and he's going to basically guarantee a win, he knows something we don't know. He's got something up his sleeve. And what do? The game starts, and you win the toss, you finally take the ball. So here we go. Here's a big, fast start, right? A big, fast start for this offense. Well, we start going a little bit, okay? We start driving a little bit, and then Carson throws a rocket to Dallas Goedert, a tight end that I've put over in just about every video. And what does Dallas Goedert do? Fumbles the football right away. Right away. Dallas gets it because who knows where the green jerseys are. And here we go. And look, this is going to be a longer video, so please sit down, grab a snack, grab a drink, but please stay with me and watch. I'm going to get to everything here. So there's the fumble. Dallas picks it up. Good field position. And, of course, our defense looks like they weren't even ready to show up. They look like they were still in the locker room. Because Dallas does what they do to us every single game for the past 2 years, and that's they run Zeke up our ass, and he makes us look stupid. And Ezekiel Elliott, who in my opinion is the best running back in the league, made the Philadelphia Eagles for a third consecutive game look absolutely horrific and horrendous. All right? Now, okay, but that happened. But guess what? We're okay. It's still early, right? It's still early. We're only down 7. We're not down 10 like we're normally used to. So we're only down 7. So what happens next? Carson gets the ball. What happens? Oh, here we go. All of a sudden, for whatever reason, our star right tackle, Lane Johnson, decides he doesn't want to block today. And for the first time in his career, DeMarcus Lawrence records a strip sack. A sack against the Philadelphia Eagles. Again, no green jerseys around the ball. Dallas has it. Walks into the end zone. Now we're down 14-0. So here we go. Now we're going to start. Doug is going to get more creative here, right? He's going to. He's got to. 3rd and 4. What do? We take a guy who hasn't gotten any major positive yards in the run game in Miles Sanders, and we have him running. I don't even know what the play was because it wasn't to the outside. It wasn't up the gut. He was just running around, and of course he doesn't get the first down. So and that's how the rest of the game went. I mean, absolute one of the worst Eagles games I have ever seen. An absolute embarrassment, top to bottom. Nobody played good. This team, I got so mad in the video a couple days ago, because Howie Roseman didn't trade for Jalen Ramsey, because Howie Roseman didn't do anything to make this secondary look better after they got their asses destroyed by Minnesota. But you know what? Maybe he was right, because one guy, Jalen Ramsey, wasn't going to fix yesterday. The outcome would have been the same. It would have been, there's no one person or two people that the Eagles can trade for that is going to fix this team. It's not. I was fooled. We were all fooled. During the offseason, I raved. Experts raved about the Philadelphia Eagles' depth on this team, that they had a stacked roster, the most stacked roster in the NFL, right? Man, were we fooled, because Deshaun Jackson goes out after the first game, isn't seen since. And this offense can't do shit. They can't do anything. All right, and then we're sitting here, we're so happy about Deshaun being back, okay, and lusting over him and Carson. that we're not even thinking, and I'm not even thinking, well, what if Deshaun goes down? Who's going to step up into that role? Because we don't have a fast receiver. The Philadelphia Eagles do not have another speedy receiver. They do not have a deep threat. So, and you know Deshaun's old. You know he gets hurt, and we don't address that. Nobody says anything because we're just happy that Deshaun's back, right? We look at the rest of the wide receivers. Mac Hollins doesn't do anything. He really doesn't do anything. Doesn't make a difference, okay? He's good on special teams. That's it. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, who I said, man, that's a great pickup. But this guy's going to light it up this year. He's a younger, faster Alshon Jeffrey. He walked back to the locker room yesterday after the game. His jersey was clean. His white pants were clean. This dude is one of the biggest disappointments as far as a draft pick that the Eagles have. And while I'm there at disappointing draft picks, Sidney Jones didn't even play, okay? You hype us up about Ron Darby coming back. Again, I think Ron Darby's garbage to begin with, but he doesn't play. Rasul Douglas looks like he doesn't know. He's not a corner, man. Put the guy at safety because he is not a corner, okay? He's getting beat up. Jalen Mills, look, you look like, you know what you look like yesterday? You look like a guy who hasn't played in a year, okay? Wasn't really bad, but wasn't really good. I mean, the defense is in shambles. The linebackers are absolutely horrible. They got killed yesterday. Meanwhile, you got a guy named L.J. Fort who you had on the team and released, who's a starting linebacker for a playoff team, the Baltimore Ravens. It just doesn't make sense to me. This team is I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't have the words to make this make sense to anybody because it doesn't. The secondary sucks. The defensive line, I thought you guys were going to start getting some pressure, man. You hit Dak on consecutive plays, and then that was it. He made you look silly. There was a play where he ran in for a touchdown that Nate Gary didn't even start running until it was too late. Didn't start running. How do you address that? What do? Doug says in a press conference, all these are all fixable mistakes. You said the same shit last week and nothing was fixed. It got worse. How do you fix this? I don't understand. And you know, the thing is, some of the players are not bad players. Carson Wentz, I love the guy. I think he's our franchise quarterback. He didn't play good yesterday, guys. He did not play good. He didn't read blitzes, all right? He held onto the ball too long. I know that has something to do with the wide receivers, but he just did not look good. He did not take a command in that game at all right? He's fumbling. He's throwing interceptions or an interception. He just did not look good, and nobody helped him, as usual. Nobody helped Carson Wentz. Our offensive line looked like shit for the second game in a row, and these guys are not bad players. Lane Johnson's not a bad player, but he was getting beat by anybody that was in front of him. Andre Dillard's a rookie. I think he's going to be good, but man, you can't put him in a position like that and think that he's going to have a stellar game. Jason Kelsey, a good center, but he wasn't good yesterday. Samalu sucks, but that's another thing. Brandon Brooks is coming off an Achilles injury, and he's been the best one. It was just absolutely horrible. Jordan Howard was the only guy on that offense, I think, that was playing good at all. And you couldn't even use him towards the end because you were down by 21, 24 points. I mean, it's just absolutely ridiculous. This is the Dallas Cowboys, okay? This is your number one rival. Did you forget that you were facing them? And it's just, it's a disrespect to your fan base. To fans like Nitro Freak, you can find him on YouTube. He went all the way to Dallas to watch this team get destroyed. The only silver lining in this is when I see Cowboy fans, they say, man, them Eagles suck. I can say, yeah, you know what? You're right. They do. And now if the game ended 24-21 in favor of Dallas, then I want to fight a little bit about it because, yeah, my team didn't suck. You guys just happened to get the better calls. But no, the Eagles suck. They suck right now. They absolutely suck. And Doug can sit here and say that there's 9 games left, there's a lot of football left, but guess what, man? Have you seen your schedule? Chicago, Seattle, New England, Buffalo next week. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? I want to know. And I'm going to sit here and I'm still going to support the team. I'm still going to do the videos because I don't get it twisted, man. I'm not a huge fan of players as I am the logo. This is what I cheer for right here. That's what my kids wear to school. This. So, and that's it. You go back to 2017, and now we're missing Frank Reich. We're missing John DeFilippo. Obviously, those guys made a difference. Mike Groh, I don't even know what you're doing. I don't know if you do anything. Jim Schwartz, it's hard to really get on you, even though for some reason you decide to play. You don't let your corners put hands on the wide receivers at all. You give them a free 7 yards. I saw a 3rd and 8 by Dallas, and you've got your quarterbacks playing so far off the wide receivers that they've got a free 7 yards on a 3rd and 8. But your players that you have back there suck, so it's hard to get mad at you. It really is hard to get mad at you. Doug, you got to fix this, man. You have got to fix it. It starts with you. Today, all of a sudden, you hear about all these reports. The report that came out last week, now it's coming out that it was Alshon Jeffrey talking shit on Carson Wentz. Nelson Agholor, who's the title of this, I'm so glad, the title of this video. Nelson Agholor needs to be cut immediately. I wouldn't have let him get on the bus with the team yesterday. This guy does nothing for this team. He had one good year in 2017, and since then, nothing. You have a ball, again, just like in the Atlanta game, you have a touchdown. Your quarterback is fighting for his life back there. He throws something that you should catch, and you don't even make an attempt. Alligator arms. I remember Todd Pinkston's alligator arms. The thing with Todd Pinkston was, whenever he had alligator arms, it's because he was about to get killed. All right? You had nothing but green and a touchdown in front of you. Green and end zone. That's it. And you couldn't do it. And then you have the nerve today to throw the quarterback under the bus. You have the nerve to say, well, I don't know if Carson was getting rushed or whatever, but the ball wasn't placed where it should be. Dude, get out of here. Get out of Philadelphia. I will drive you to the airport and tell you all this shit. I'll make you watch this video as I'm driving you myself because I cannot take it anymore. I can't take it. I don't care who you have to put in the slot. Anything's better at this point. Absolutely anything is better. Just get his ass out of here, man. Get Nelson Agholor out of here. He's horrible. Absolutely horrible. And what happened to Zach Ertz, man? What happened to him? He disappeared. This team, the only consistent player is Jake Elliott. He's the consistent player on this football team. So next week we have the Buffalo Bills. And I'll get into that later. I'll just get into that later. And there's just too much. The Eagles today released Orlando Scandrick. Good, because he sucks. He played like shit. All right? I don't care. I don't. They're going to sign some bum defensive tackle because Hassan Ridgeway's hurt. And, I could sit here and I could make excuses too. I'm sure some Eagles fans will make excuses and say that we went into a game without Darren Sproles, without Deshaun Jackson, without Malik Jackson, without Tim Jernigan, without Jason Peters, without Avonte Maddox. It's a lot, right? And we could say, hey, that's why we lost the game, because of all those injuries. But no, that's not. It's not. Because the guys that filled in, I think if everything was right and they were coached right and they played with some fucking heart, that the outcome would have been different. Because this is the same Dallas Cowboys team that lost to the New York Jets. So don't give me this shit about the hurt players, because that's not an excuse. Doug Peterson, Howie Roseman, Jeffrey Lurie, grab somebody by the neck, by the shirt, by the collar, and say, fix this. Because Lincoln Financial Field is going to be empty in a couple weeks if you don't. Absolute embarrassment. Absolute embarrassment. Second video I've done this year where I'm going to say, you should all be ashamed. But Eagle fans, hold your head up high. Because look, no one's harder on our team, on this team than us. And we'll continue to be that way. We'll still support the green, but we're not going to accept this shit anymore.